Welcome to another deep dive. Are you ready to travel through time?
Always ready.
This time, we're diving into Diana Gabaldon's Voyager.
Third book in the Outlander series, right?
Yes, you got it. It really picks up the story right where Dragonfly and Amber left off.
With a heartbroken Claire, back in her own time, pregnant with Jamie's child.
A story of love that crosses centuries.
Yeah, the emotional complexities are definitely fascinating.
Claire is caught between two lives.
Two worlds, really.
Her 20th century husband, Roger.
Right.
And the passionate love she had with Jamie, the Highlander, back in the 18th century.
The psychological effects of time travel are really front and center in Voyager.
Like, how would you even handle that?
Exactly. Claire's dealing with the grief and loss.
And a huge secret.
A secret that could just shatter her present life.
How do you integrate such a monumental event into your everyday life?
It's the big question, isn't it?
And then there's the question of how do you explain it to the people you love?
Well, Claire faces that head on.
When she confesses everything to Roger.
Everything. The time travel, her love for Jamie, the child.
That's a turning point. A real test for them. I can't imagine being Roger in that moment.
It would be hard.
The woman you love reveals a past that's almost unbelievable.
Right out of a fantasy novel.
How could you even process that?
Then we have Brianna.
Claire's daughter.
Growing up without knowing anything about her real father.
Raised in the 20th century, but carrying that Highland blood.
Yeah, there's a scene where Claire has this tense encounter with a neighbor.
Oh, right. You can feel her fear of being exposed.
She's trying to protect Brianna.
But the secret, it's like a weight on her.
Absolutely.
This clash between her two worlds is a big theme throughout the book.
Trying to reconcile her 20th century self with life in 18th century Scotland.
It makes you think about the choices we make and how our past shapes us.
Definitely.
And just when Claire seems to have found some peace,
she gets news that changes everything.
Jamie is alive.
Talk about a bombshell.
It's like her past and present are colliding.
She's forced to confront all those feelings she buried.
And their son, young Jamie.
Finding out your father, a man you never knew, is alive.
It's a huge turning point in the story.
It rekindles their love and sets the stage for this impossible reunion.
It makes you think about second chances.
Right. And fate.
But time travel in the Outlander world, it has rules.
It's not just stepping through a door.
Certain locations, certain times.
And changing the past, well, it has consequences.
So if Claire goes back to Jamie...
can she come back to her own time?
And what about Brianna and Roger?
Gabaldon leaves us hanging.
The anticipation builds.
You know she wants to see Jamie again.
But the stakes are so high.
Voyager isn't just about the grand romance, though.
It's the smaller moments, too. Like when Brianna is little and gets pricked by a pin when Claire is trying to dress her.
It shows the realities of being a mom, no matter what time you're in.
Exactly. And Fiona's sharing that folktale about the Dunbonnet escaping from Culloden.
Those stories, they offer a look into Scotty culture.
More than just historical events. It's the stories and legends that shape people.
Right, the heart of a culture.
And when Claire shows Jamie pictures of Brianna, it's such a mix of emotions.
Jamie wants to know his daughter, but time and distance, they're these barriers.
It speaks to family and that deep longing to connect.
Jamie's desire to connect with his child, it's timeless.
There's vulnerability to him there.
Underneath that strong Highlander exterior.
He missed out on being a father to Brianna.
And then you see that vulnerability again when he thinks Mr. Willoughby is hiding from him.
Oh, the Chinese man he meets.
Shows that Jamie, despite his imposing presence, can misjudge things.
Have moments of insecurity even.
Oh, absolutely.
But the danger in Voyager, it's real.
Very real.
When Claire kills that customs officer in the brothel.
It's a reminder of how brutal the 18th century could be.
And how resourceful Claire is.
She fights back.
And that escape from the brothel. Hiding in a cellar full of brandy.
Heart-stopping.
The stakes are so high for them.
All of this ties into Jamie's smuggling.
His double life. Alec Malcolm.
Right, the printer.
It's more than just making money, though.
It's about the political turmoil.
He's protecting the people he cares about.
Trying to carve out a space for himself in a world that keeps changing.
And then Claire finds out about Ardsmuir Prison.
And the connection to Lord John Grey.
It adds another layer to everything.
Makes you wonder about Jamie's past.
The relationships he had there.
Especially with Lord John.
There's this tension between them.
Lingering connection that Claire's definitely wary of.
And it leads to that intense conversation between Claire and Jamie.
After being apart for so long.
Claire needs reassurance.
She questions Jamie's motives.
It's such a raw moment.
Highlights the challenges of rebuilding what they had.
They've both changed.
They have to figure out who they are to each other now.
And in the middle of all this, Claire tells Jamie about Brianna.
About how much she looks like him.
How tall she is.
It's such a tender moment.
It reminds you of the bond Jamie has with his daughter.
Even though they've never met.
And just when they're finding their way back.
Young Ian disappears.
After going to Lollybroke.
A whole new mystery.
And Jamie, fiercely loyal as always,
goes after his nephew.
Leaves Claire behind to deal with the worry and the fear.
Back to Voyager. We left Claire facing the unknown, right?
So much uncertainty. Not knowing about young Ian and Jamie taking off like that.
It shows you their dynamic.
Jamie's passion, his loyalty, he just rushes into danger.
While Claire, she's more cautious, thinks things through, and she's left to pick up the pieces.
It's like their personalities, they clash sometimes.
Definitely. But it's part of what makes them so compelling as a couple, don't you think?
I think so. And when Jamie comes back, his shoulder dislocated, who knows what happened to him out there. It's intense.
And Claire, she's there for him, tending to his wounds, but you can tell she's frustrated.
She hates being left in the dark.
Which is understandable. It shows how important communication is in any relationship.
But especially one like theirs.
Time travel, secrets, all of that.
And in the middle of all of this, Gabaldon still manages to bring in some humor.
Oh, right. Even with his injury, Jamie still wants to be intimate with Claire.
That passion, it never fades.
That playfulness.
It shows that despite everything, their connection is still so strong.
A mix of physical attraction, emotional intimacy, and shared history.
But they're always facing some kind of threat, like finding out Jamie was exiled from Scotland.
Forced to build a life under a false name.
Always looking over his shoulder.
Exactly. It makes their existence feel so fragile.
Then there's the Jacobite gold.
Oh, wow, yeah. A connection to Jamie's past.
And his decision to not send the money to Prince Charles Stuart.
It says a lot about how he's changed.
He's not fighting for that lost cause anymore.
His priorities have shifted.
He's focused on his family, the future with Claire.
Right. And you see that family focus again when Jamie talks about his own parents.
The story about his mother running off with the Silkies.
It adds this touch of magic to the story.
It makes you think about the power of stories and how they shape our beliefs.
It's like a window into Jamie's past, his family history.
But just when things seem to be settling down, fate steps in.
Young Ian is still missing.
It sets them on a new path.
A journey to the West Indies.
That farewell with Jenny, Ian's mother, it's heartbreaking.
The grief, the not knowing, it hangs over everything.
And Claire, she has this impossible task ahead of her.
Trying to find Ian.
And she's terrified.
But before they leave, there's that scene where Jamie carves Claire's initials into the rock.
Oh, it gets me every time. It's such a simple gesture.
But it speaks volumes.
Even with all the miles and the danger ahead, Jamie's letting her know he's thinking of her.
It's a beautiful reminder of their love.
And as Claire sails towards the West Indies, she starts to think about her relationship with Jamie.
Wondering if he's ever truly acted for himself.
Rather than out of obligation.
It's a valid question.
He's made so many sacrifices for her.
For their love.
It makes you think about the nature of true love, doesn't it?
It does. Is it selfless or is it a choice?
And as they embark on this new adventure, you get a sense of foreboding.
The West Indies, it's full of danger.
And the search for Ian, it's going to be perilous.
But they're facing it together.
And that's what matters.
Their love, it's an anchor in the storm.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We left Claire sailing toward Jamaica. Word sick about young Ian and Jamie.
The voyage itself is no picnic for her.
It's the 18th century, after all.
Limited medical supplies.
Diseases everywhere.
And those storms.
You know, Gabaldon doesn't sugarcoat it.
Not at all. We see Claire battling seasickness.
Relying on her knowledge of herbal remedies.
Just trying to keep anything down.
There's even that funny scene with Jamie.
Oh, when he's surprised by the smell of the ginger?
She's using it for the nausea.
It's a little thing, but it shows how Claire's modern ways clash with 18th century life.
Always reminding us she's out of her time.
Trying to navigate a world so different from her own.
As they get closer to Jamaica, the tension keeps building.
Jamie's worried they won't get there in time to find young Ian.
And then there's the threat against Jamie.
Seems like someone wants him dead.
A betrayal from his smuggling ring.
It makes you wonder who it could be.
What their motive is.
Is it something from Jamie's past?
Or a new enemy in the dangerous world of smuggling.
So many possibilities.
And don't forget that warning Jamie gave Claire.
About the man with the pigtail.
Right.
It adds to the feeling that danger is always lurking nearby.
Speaking of danger, we find out from Fergus why they're in the West Indies.
It's partly to get away from Loghair.
Jamie's ex-wife.
She's out for revenge.
Her anger is like a shadow hanging over them.
The past has a way of catching up, doesn't it?
It does. It's all these tangled relationships and past hurts.
Gabaldon is brilliant at weaving those threads together.
It makes the story so rich and layered.
Even with all the danger, we see these tender moments between Claire and Jamie.
Oh, absolutely. Like when Jamie is looking at Brianna's pictures by moonlight.
He wishes he could meet his daughter.
He even talks about traveling to the moon someday.
It's so Jamie.
A mix of fatherly love and his own unique way of looking at the world.
It's heartwarming, but also sad.
They're so far away from Brianna.
Separated by time.
It's a constant source of both pain and hope.
Their arrival in Jamaica brings a whole new set of obstacles.
Challenges, unexpected encounters.
Mr. Innes, for one.
From Ardsmuir prison, right?
He suffers from phantom limb pain.
A reminder of the horrors of war and imprisonment.
Then they run into Reverend Campbell.
Awkward is an understatement.
He holds Jamie responsible for his sister's death.
Margaret.
Another piece of Jamie's past is revealed.
We learn she was seduced by a James Fraser.
Makes you question Jamie's actions.
And how they affected others.
Speaking of complex relationships, there's the moment between Claire and Lord John Grey.
Oh, yeah, when he confesses his feelings for Jamie.
It adds a whole new layer to their dynamic.
Claire's understandably rattled by it.
You can't blame her.
But the biggest encounter in Jamaica is with Galus Duncan.
The other time traveler.
One who was so important in the previous books.
That reunion is electric.
You can feel the tension.
We see Gellis is involved in the slave trade.
And she's still fixated on time travel.
Her goals seem to have taken a dark turn.
Claire has such mixed feelings.
Drawn to her, but also repulsed.
They share this unique bond.
Women who've defied time.
But their paths have taken them to such different places.
You see it clearly when Claire meets that slave suffering from the parasitic infection.
And Galus doesn't even care.
Her lack of compassion is chilling.
Especially compared to Claire's empathy.
Claire wants to heal no matter who the patient is.
And then, the mystery of young Ian deepens.
She discovers that the man who took him is a former slave.
Named Ishmael.
Someone they'd met before.
It sets off a chain of events.
Events that push Claire and Jamie to their limits.
They're on the run from Galus and her people.
Desperately searching for young Ian.
The Jamaican jungle is a dangerous place.
That escape scene is just terrifying.
Claire even has to use a pistol.
She's constantly in danger.
In all the chaos, she tries to use Gilas's magic to travel back through time.
Focusing on Brianna.
A mother's instinct to protect her child.
No matter what.
But then they run into a crocodile.
And Ishmael, he kills it with one blow.
It shows a side of him we haven't seen before.
He's a survivor.
Marked by his time as a slave.
Capable of both violence and great kindness.
Like when he comforts Margaret Campbell after she's attacked.
Just when they think they're safe, they stumble on a stone circle.
In Jamaica. Like the one Claire used for time travel.
Makes you wonder if there are other time travelers out there.
There's a whole network connecting different eras.
And then the one-eyed seaman from young Ian's story.
Claire finds out Ian is alive.
But he's being held captive on a pirate ship.
It leads to a daring rescue.
A confrontation with pirates.
Claire gets injured.
And everyone thinks Jamie's dying.
So chaotic.
A roller coaster of emotions.
But then relief floods in when we realize Claire will be okay.
And Jamie isn't hurt at all.
As she heals, the mystery of the pirates remains.
Why did they attack the Artemis?
Could someone have betrayed Jamie?
So many unanswered questions.
And then Ishmael comes back into the picture.
He joins the crew of the Artemis.
It raises more questions than answers.
Especially after that tense moment between him and Jamie.
Gabaldon is a master at keeping us guessing.
Always another layer, another secret.
And then there's that scene when Mr. Wilby walks in on Jamie and Claire.
At the worst possible moment.
It's a little bit of humor amidst all the darkness.
Life goes on, even when you're running for your life.
And to top it all off, Margaret Peggy Campbell arrives.
The Reverend's daughter.
The woman who was seduced by a man named James Fraser.
It just adds to the tangled web of relationships.
We're left wondering what Ishmael's connection to Jamie is.
What role Peggy will play.
Will they ever find peace?
Voyager is a story that keeps you on the edge of your seat.
A mix of adventure, romance, and history.
Gabaldon's writing takes you to another world.
It makes you think about love, loyalty, and what it means to be human.
If you're looking for a book that will stay with you long after you finish it, this is it.
Pick up Voyager and take the journey for yourself.
We'll put a link in the show notes.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into captivating stories and ideas.
Until next time.